Starting without you. No real surprise. All right, are we live? I hit the live button, but I can't tell if it's live or not yet. Is that you? Okay, that is you. Are we live or not? I can't. All right, I guess we are live. All right. What can I say? What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Yes, we're back. You get to have us twice in one day. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, good to have everybody here. Thank you to everybody who joined us this morning for our 10-year anniversary in park stream. We were thinking about it, and I was like, we kind of made our bread and butter on both in park and home streams, and I thought to kind of celebrate that and kind of as a way to, what's the word I'm looking for? Pay tribute to that. We would do both today. I thought, let's do what our bread and butter was in the parks, and then we'll do our bread and butter at home. And so that's why we figured we'd do a home stream as well, because both have really played a big part, haven't they?
Yeah. And we have a lot of fun interaction with you guys from our home streams, which is, sometimes kind of nice compared to hustling around the park and not being able to.
I got to be honest. There's a big factor, and we're going to say hi to everybody in a second, do a quick housekeeping. There's a big factor in home streams that I miss. That's where, again, we've talked about this ad nauseum before if you guys watch us a lot when we do home streams. This is how most of us, the majority of us, started in YouTube. Whether it's Steve's World, whether it's Diz Our Dream, whether it's Myers and the Mouse, whether it's us, whether it's the Doofily crew, whether it's the Disney Nerd Herders. This is where we started, was here at home, doing home streams, talking Disney, because none of us used to live down here.
Right.
So we've all since graduated, moved, whatever you want to call it, down here, but this is how it all started. And we would all be guests on each other's streams, and that's where we really got this community started. It really was. Just my opinion. But anyway, we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll talk about over the years how things have changed and manifested, and we'll kind of go into that. Anyway, good to have everybody here. I hope you guys got a chance to come in a little bit this afternoon or this morning. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Got to ride a lot of rides, see a lot of people. Everybody was very nice and generous, as they always are. So we were glad to have you all here for that. But tonight's going to be fun. Let's say hi to the chat real fast. Dave's Disney Dreams. Jeannie's here. Douglas is here. Victor and Janet are here. Timothy Rainwater's is here. John the Bee's here. Heather Springer's here. What's up, Gregory? Both Gregorys. But Gregory, my buddy. Yep. Bruce is here. Sir Euchre. Kim Daniels is here. Julie McCowan's here. Monica Odiette, who I used to call her Odiet. Zachary Gibbons, welcome in. Mark is here. Mark F. Ryan Rao, welcome in. Disney Fan for Life. What's up, Aaron? Welcome in. Thank you. Craig's Robotics is here as well. Jason Thibodeau's here. Vicky Pauly is here. Ryan's here. John A.B. Movie Mania Nick. Iowa Disney Daddy. Vicky Pauly. 74K. Dean the Turkey Lexter. Leanne Sherbrick is here. Will Lovin's in the house. Dan A20 Chief. Can you please not do that?
I'm sorry.
I'm knocking everything over.
Desk.
Well, we're getting rid of it. Megan, welcome in. You're gonna go see the new live action Lilo and Stitch. No, we're gonna wait for Disney Plus. No, it's not.
I just saw it's on Disney.
It's not on Disney Plus.
I think it is.
It's not. Shelly Spring, welcome in. Spring Essence. Yay, 10 years on YouTube. Huge congrats and Mouse. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, been on 10 years now. Zippity Doo Dog, my best friend forever, my BFF. Stephanie Danielle. I didn't even know it. He told me.
Oh, exclusively in theaters. So
Told ya.
I thought it said
Well,
play,
you go thinking again.
So
I have a dream. Welcome in. What?
You're a jerk.
Donna Jaworski. I'm one of the OGs. I've known you. That's right, Donna
Yes,
too.
she is.
Donna's another one. Yep. I did ride in a Donner Mobile.
We did.
That's right.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Movie Mania Nick, Sony 4K, welcome in. Let's see who else. Gregory, there's Greg Springer. Welcome in, Greg. Good to see you, bud. Well, I just thought I'd come in and like the stream and wish you guys a happy. Thank you, Disney Fan for Life, Aaron. Good to see you. More than welcome. Obviously, we'd love for you to stay, but we get it. People have other things to do. More important things. Do it, Donnie. What's up, Donnie? Good to see you. Double stream. Shut up. How
Keith,
lucky are we, right?
Can we call you that?
No, Donnie. Can we call you by your real name or not? Or do we call you DWD?
Too late. I already said
Hey,
it.
nice. Matt,
Cat's out of the
Simba2, welcome
bag.
in. Mandy Adams, welcome in. Good to see you. JM, welcome in.
He's never once corrected
Oh,
us.
good night, Aaron. Have a good night. No problem. We appreciate you coming in. Nice, Bruce. Stephanie Danielle is here. And all right, I think that's it. All right, I think we're up to date on everybody in the chat. 49 likes. Good start. All right, good times. But yeah, we used to, Don, I'll tell you. Look, I always said, this is just my opinion, but I always thought, John Surfbomb, welcome in, popping in to say congratulations on 10 more years. I hope so.
Witness protection has expired.
Oh, good. Okay, Keith,
It's
thanks.
safe.
We just want to make sure. Richard, the legend, welcome in.
Because they're undercover
You have
names
known
for
us.
Donnie and Stephanie.
Yeah. All right, Donnie and Stephanie. Now we're okay to call them Keith and Jennifer. Anyway, now that the witness protection is expired, statute of limitations. But anyway, Richard will tell you, Donna will tell you, because they've been here so long. Timothy as well, Rainwaters, who's been around for forever. This was our jam back in the day. And I know a lot of people has always said that this community came together because of Resort TV 1. I beg to differ, and that's no disrespect to Resort TV 1. I love Resort TV 1. They're great. Josh and Jenna were the first to do it from the parks.
Yes.
They were kind of the trailblazers
Streamers,
for parks streaming.
Yes.
But to me, I always felt like the community really became the community. I got to give credit to A Diz Life of Ours. Miguel and D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They used to do on Sunday nights Disney Jeopardy. And that brought tons of people together. Every Sunday night, we would go on there for Disney Jeopardy. And once a week, they would have Disney Jeopardy where everybody in the chat could get the scores. And then somebody was there that automatically kept score. And whoever won that night, they'd do 3 weeks of winners. And then on the 4th week of the month, those 3 winners would come onto a live stream and do Disney Jeopardy on the live stream for everybody to watch. And people would donate prizes and everything. And that's how I met people like Donna, Steve's World, Myers and the Mouse, everybody, Meg, Disney Dan, that's how we really got to know all those folks. And to me, that's what really kind of started this community, at least for us. And that was a long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago. And again, I don't remember. I don't know if Donna remembers that or not, but I definitely do, and I'm sure Richard does too. Those were the good old days, Donna. It's a lot different now. We're all down here and we can bring other content to the parks, which is fantastic. But there is a certain level of what Melissa calls comfort, intimacy, I guess, if you use it in the right way. It's a more intimate setting when we do it here, where I can focus on nothing but the chat.
Yes. I
can focus on you guys the entire time. Melissa can focus on you the entire time, the chat. Instead of being in the park and looking at the ride, watching the crowd, looking at all the aesthetics, and then getting to the chat when we can. This makes it a lot easier. And this is how we've gotten to know a lot of people too, from you guys, just talking to you in the chat. It's always been one of our bread and butters. Yeah, back in the day, Leanne, it's true. It really is. I was looking at our very first stream, and it's sad, but there's a lot of people that used to be on that very first stream that aren't around anymore. And not
That's
like...
to be expected.
Yeah, people move on to other things, for sure. Yeah, Dee and Miguel move even. But yeah, right, you helped Dee and Miguel move. That's right, Don. I remember that. I remember you guys doing that. Yeah, I mean, they no longer do YouTube. They had 2 little kids, and family was more important. Totally get it. Should be.
And other things, too, with their careers.
Yep, career things, and they moved on. Darcy Hamburg, welcome in. Happy 10th. Thank you. I appreciate that, Darcy. It was like a little family. It's kind of sad in a way. I wish that was still around. Part of me wants to bring some of that back, where we do that a little bit more often. Because I think it was Monday nights was I can't even remember who it was, but we were Tuesdays. Wednesdays was Charlie and Stacy and D&G Explorers. Thursday was this and that and somebody else I can't remember. Might have been Myers and the Mouse or Diz Our Dream. Fridays was Kelly. I can't remember but every night of the week we had another friend who was going live, and they would have us on. We would have them on. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
On each other's streams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that was a long time ago. But one of the things I remember about these, like we had one time, and if anybody remembers any of these moments in the chat, please tell me. We had the debate. We were talking about the other night during the bracket challenge. We had a debate night where it was Steve from Steve's World and Miguel from A Disney Life of Ours, and I was the moderator. They debated whether or not Elsa was the real villain in Frozen. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Donna, do you remember that? I don't know who was around for that. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was a home stream. It was on my channel. They came on, and they debated, and I was the moderator. God, that was so much fun.
You would have debates on all kinds of things, like different rides, like whether some of the old ones should still stick around.
Bowser Bricks, welcome in.
Like Carousel of Progress, or wasn't there different ones like that?
Well, that was the Disney double take, but that's what led into their debate. Led into that. I was like, wow, this is a really good idea. Kevin Hawthorne, welcome in. Yes, Disanity was on Wednesdays. Myers and the Mouse used to be on Thursdays. Yes, Disanity are still on Wednesday nights too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was, exactly. That was a lot of fun that night. I remember that. Yeah, Zachary, it was, again, what Josh and Jenna did was strictly from the parks. They were the first. They were kind of like the OGs. They were the trailblazers that started that. They really were. Nobody else did it.
No, nobody else streamed from the actual park.
Right.
Like, we were just from our living rooms in different states talking Disney. It was a totally different thing.
Yeah.
They're definitely the OGs with actually streaming from the parks first, and big.
Yeah. I think the one thing I miss more than anything else is the sense of community that we had back then. We still have it. Don't get me wrong. It's just different now. It's just different.
Like everything.
Everything changes. It was a little bit more tight-knit back then. It was a little bit more intimate. We would literally...
Challenge.
Yeah, exactly. But we would literally... Here's what we would do, guys. To give you a little behind the scenes. We would stop the stream for you, and we would all still be in the background when the stream ended on your side. And we'd talk for an hour after the stream ended. It was like a Zoom call. Yeah. We'd sit there, like, we'd say, hey, good night, everybody, and we'd turn the stream off on your end. But on our end, we were still all in the stream, and we'd talk, chit-chatting for an hour. Mm-hmm. It was weird. Not weird, but it was great.
It was cool.
Victor, have you ever thought of people having people join your home streams? I'll get into it. That's a good question. And guys, if you have questions, let's do that tonight, too. I got some video things I want to show you of us over the years. But that's a good thing, too. Let's do this. If you have any questions for us, let's do that now about anything, our streaming, our YouTube, anything. Ask your questions. I'd love to answer them. But the answer, let me go back. Where was it? Have you ever thought of having people on your home streams? Yes. And no. We've done it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I love going on other people's channels. But I enjoy interacting with you guys on the chat. Melissa does too. If I have a lot of people in here, like if I had one other guest, okay, that's fine. But people used to have 4, 5, 6 guests. I can't do that because I'm not paying any attention to you guys in the chat. And that's not what I want.
Too busy interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joe. You really can't do the chat too, and that was one disadvantage. I think why we've gotten away from it. When you have guests, it takes away, and what we really like is the interaction with you. So that's what's made, I think, not that a lot of channels don't do that, but I think there are some out there that don't have as good of a connection with the people in their chat, and that's something that we find is important.
And some people can do it better than we can do it, at least on here. Like we do it good in the park. I think we do well in the park, but here I'm trying to pay attention to my guest. I can't pay attention to too many guests. That's the thing. Thank you, Marianne. That was very nice. She says, have to tell you, when we move, my daughter is so excited to meet you guys.
That's so cute.
Oh, that's cute. I don't know why.
I know, right? But we're flattered.
We are flattered very much.
We're excited, too.
We have the sense of community, and it comes to light every time you need a subscriber in the park. Yeah, it does. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time with it. We really do. Bowser Bricks, welcome in. Thank you very much for saying that. Joe Chamberlain's here. Joe and Michelle. Sherry Gibson, welcome in. Yeah, Leanne knows. Leanne was there back in those days. It was really a lot of fun. Well, the roundtable discussions are fine, but it just depends on... I mean, sometimes I think that would be a blast. because we could have real roundtable discussions. And we might do that down the road. But I would go into those types of streams with a caveat to the chat to understand that I won't be able to interact with the chat very much.
Right.
Our goal tonight is to have this roundtable with these 3, 4, 5 guests. And that's your entertainment. Don't expect a lot of feedback, interaction with the chat.
We won't be able to answer questions or comment back to things that are said in the chat.
Yeah, because that would work, Bruce. I mean, I have all kinds of ideas or things we could do that. I could have guests on where we could have all kinds of different stuffs talking about that, of what we think the future should be in Disney. What do we think of this ride, that park, this thing, this stuff. It would be a blast, and it would be a lot of fun.
To answer your question, JM, no, that's very unlikely.
In the next year, no. But actually, it's funny you said that because we're going to talk about that too. Hello, everyone. What's up, Love Pugs? Good to see you again. Yeah, the roundtables were fun. We did do them. We would talk about different things. We'd talk about the Halloween party and the pricing, or we'd talk about what we were hoping the Christmas party was going to have this year, or we'd talk about changes we think need to come to Disney, or, all kinds of different things. We would have all kinds of roundtables. It kind of just fizzed out over time. People became more, they catered more and kind of turned their attention more to the parks than Disney talk, if that makes sense. And to be honest with you, it was obviously the right move, because that's what's really made a lot of these channels big. I'd like to know who started the conversation about moving to Florida. Walt or Melissa? Was your younger son on board initially?
Oh, it's always been Walt. I didn't want to come to Florida. I had no desire to move.
Mm-hmm.
Our oldest is still in Maryland, and I knew he was in a long-time relationship. He'll be married 3 years this year. All I could think about was, like, he's going to have grandkids. We're going to be far away. And Walt had been discussing the thought of moving to Florida for years. And he happened to start the process kind of behind the scenes. The youngest came down for school, and we ended up moving him down, and Walt stayed an extra week with him and was able to work remote at the Florida office for his company, and started kind of chit-chatting with the people down here about what would be the chance of me getting a job down here. And things just kind of worked out from there. The stars kind of aligned, and everything came together where it seemed like it was something we had to at least try. And I know it was a dream of his. His company paid for us to move. Our son volunteered to rent our Maryland house out without us even asking, because we were like, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the house. If we don't like Florida, we don't want to sell it.
Thanks, Will.
He's like, I'll rent it. And we're like, okay. And then all these things just happened. My job let me keep my Maryland job and work remote. I had only been working with them for 2 years. All these things, Walt got a promotion,
Mm-hmm.
all these things where it was like, okay, it wouldn't be fair for me to not let Walt have this. And I agreed. And not that I came kicking and screaming, but I was like, I'll deal with it. It's fine. And it's funny because we moved here. I came about 10 days behind Walt, and the moment he moved, 2 days later, COVID hit and everything shut down. So it was a much different expectation than what we were hoping for our first year in Florida. Of course, everybody's world went to what, but considering we were thinking, we're moving to Florida, we're going to be able to go to theme parks. We'd gotten our annual passes the year before because our son was in school in Florida. We knew we'd be down more often, and all of a sudden it was like,
yep,
hit the brakes.
Yeah.
And we were first down here. We couldn't even end up like renting a house because nobody would let you go in and see houses. So we ended up in an apartment.
Yeah, we weren't doing sight unseen.
Yeah, so the only place you could go look at a place was his apartment, and of course, once we'd been in a house, moving into an apartment
Hi,
was
Debbie.
like
Hi, Horizon.
kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, but
all this stuff.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
But we weren't buying right away anyway. We knew, we had said going in. I told her, and I said, and we agreed, I'm not buying for the first year. We're going to go down there. We're going to see what it's like. Because as funny as it sounds, you never know. We might get down there and hate it.
Yeah, of course.
And then we still got a house in Maryland. We can just move right back. Right. And because her job is still in Maryland, and mine would have easily let me transfer back. So we weren't buying for the first year. Yeah. We just weren't. We weren't in that position. We didn't want to. And then, we did like it, and then here we are.
Ironically, when we first got there after a while, Walt didn't like it. And I was the one that actually really liked the warmer temperatures, and I liked it. I was like, I love Florida. And he's like, I hate it. I want to go home. But I think it was because he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not going to be any better in Maryland.
Right.
You know, things actually loosened up down here more quickly. But it was just kind of funny how that worked out. And
hey, Scott.
Now we both, other than being away from family members and other things, we love being in Florida.
Oh, thank you, 82 Airborne. That's funny. Our daughter, Kristen, is looking forward to meeting you two when we move there. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are moving here.
Thanks.
That's amazing. Amy says, hi, Walt and Melissa. Congrats on 10 years of streaming. We love watching this. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
But anyway, yeah, the home streams have that was the start. But again, to be fair, everybody that's gone into the parks and started doing park streams have grown exponentially. Myers and the Mouse, Diz Our Dream, Steve's World, us. Before we started going into the parks, we had 3,000 subscribers. Here we are now. We're approaching 19. Steve was 1,000. Steve's now approaching 10. Jeff and Angela were 2,000. Mm-hmm. Now here they are approaching 15 or 16, something like that. The parks have really been a big success story for all of us. It's a different animal. Even though it's all Disney, it's a different animal.
And we happen to be one of the first ones to move down of the active streamers, and we just got lucky. And our numbers were a little bigger at first because we were able to get into the parks as soon as they reopened after COVID. Most everybody else moved the next year over the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. So I think it was Angela and Jeff and us were really the only ones here
at that time.
And
then Myers and the Mouse went next, and then Charlie and Stacy went, and then Ron, and then I think Ron and Meredith went. Let's see. Had to convince Airborne. Finally, a yes. Amen, Marianne. Donnie says 10,000%. We have discussed your blueprint to a T, including the kids with our house, etc. Our daughter gets married next. That's right. I know that. Yeah, congrats. Will says the thing you got to learn about Florida is that you need to simultaneously love and hate it. Once you realize that, you can enjoy it. That's true. Horizon says, Walt and Melissa, congratulations. I love the positive vibe and kindness. Also, I enjoy Walt and Melissa's dynamic. Thank you, Horizons. It's not cheap to live in Florida, especially near Disney. Rent is even too high. Zachary, here's what I'll say. Yeah. I would challenge that in one respect. Near Disney, I agree. But if you look away from Disney, and then you look at the cost of a home away from Disney, get 40 miles away. Like where we are. My house here in Lakeland, in Maryland, is about $100,000 more.
Heck, if it's closer to Disney, it's almost
even if it is $100,000 more, even if it's closer to Disney. Yeah. So I would say the cost of living down here is cheaper. It may be going up because it's becoming so popular, supply and demand. Yeah. But when we first moved down here, what we made in Maryland was very good, was not something we'd even be close to making down here.
One thing I'm kind of mad about, because hindsight's 2020, not knowing what everything was
going
to happen, we would have been much smarter to buy earlier on.
Yeah.
Because then everything went nuts. But it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason.
Thanks, Joe. Joe says we like your streams because you show the whole point of view. Standing in line, walking around, show folks what it is really like to be moving around there. And it's true, Joe. I think part of the big thing with us, when we started from the beginning, especially going into the parks, I was like, we're not sugarcoating this. I'm not a sugarcoater anyway. I said, I'm not sugarcoating this. And I wasn't going to be a Disney or Universal cheerleader. If they were screwing up, I was going to tell you they're screwing up. If I wasn't happy about something, I'm going to tell you. But if I was happy about something, I'm going to tell you that too. And I think that's part of the reason why we don't get any free stuff.
Yeah, we'll never be on their list of media, or because we're not going to be that channel. So, and it's fine. There's plenty of channels out there like that are great.
Yeah. Look, when you're going to Disney for the first time, it's all roses. It is. You love it. You're having fun. You don't think about this, that, and the other. Living down here, we can pull the curtain back a little bit. We can take our time and peel back some of those layers of things that on the surface look wonderful, but as you peel back the layers, you see the imperfections that probably are missed when you're not paying attention to anything other than the aesthetic and the fun time and, hey, we're at Disney. And we don't do that to be negative. We do that to be real.
And I guess that makes it hard because when we're here so much,
Jennifer, welcome in.
It makes it easier to see because we're there so much.
Well, that's my point.
And that's sometimes maybe not a good thing. our
Right.
expectations go up here because we are putting a lot of money. I realize we're annual pass holders, so Disney doesn't look at it like they're making a lot off us. But as much as we spend time there and eat there and buy merchandise, they're still making a good amount of money.
That means a lot. Thanks, Bowser Bricks. That was nice of you to say. But yeah, let me, we're going to get into some Disney news because there is some news to talk about as well.
Hey, Jennifer.
But yeah, we did all kinds of different things. I used to love the home streams. They were fantastic. All right, I want to show you guys a couple things here. Here's some videos.
I'm afraid.
Just a couple videos. I'm going to give you from all the different years of live streaming with us. First, you look at how we have changed. I don't really think I've changed a ton.
We just look younger.
How we've changed over the years. How the video quality has gotten better over the years. Some of the quality on some of these videos is bad. And I have the very first live stream we ever did.
Oh, I don't even
So
want
I'll
to
show
watch
you.
that.
I'll show you that. Here's our first look. Look at that. Look at how. Well, first off, Melissa looks fantastic. I look terrible.
No, you don't. We just look young.
So I'll tell you something about this live stream. This was our very first live stream. I had no idea what I was doing. The picture, you have a giant picture right now. The picture on the screen was this small little square in the top left-hand corner, and nobody could hear us. And we had 6 people watching, I think. It was like 6, maybe 7 people. I'll play it again. But that was our first video right there. That was our very first live stream back in our Maryland house in that small 6x6 room. That was really, really small. Some of that stuff in the background I still have today, like that Baltimore picture. There it is right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right behind Melissa. And that Orioles banner, I still have that too. But that was our first video right there. That was 2015 or something like that. Melissa looks so young in that picture. It's Canadian Bacon, welcome him. Walt's wearing the same shirt. No, I can't. No, this is from 1776.
More likely if it was me.
Yeah,
Everything.
that is so funny.
I'm such a pack.
Here's 2016. It does look like the same shirts. I still have that shirt though, Joe. I'm not getting rid of that stuff. Look how good Melissa looks.
No,
Look.
my hair used to be straight. Can you see it, guys? Since the last few years, moving to Florida with humidity and I think hormones, I now have this. And I can't get rid of it.
That is so funny.
I guess it kind of drives me crazy. I miss my straight hair sometimes.
Right? I know. I always scratch my nose. It's the truth, right?
People that want straight
CC Bus, welcome in.
Curly. People have curly hair want it straight, right? Can't get it.
Same shirt. I probably am, Joe. I still have some of the same stuff. We're poor. We can't help it. Yep.
I keep all my stuff.
This was 2016. Same thing. Again, the streams it was just different back then. That was all we did. We did 2016, 2017. We haven't changed. Notice the room doesn't change at all.
No, it's the same room.
But yeah, Melissa looks the same. I look the same.
It's funny. It drives me crazy here because it's curly and it's frizzy because it's Florida.
Yeah,
humidity.
More clean shaven back then. What's up, Noah? Welcome in. Oh, Debbie.
Oh,
Debbie Bernfeld, welcome in.
Hi, Debbie.
She says, happy 10th anniversary. I look forward to enjoying another 10 years of one of the most amazing couples. You didn't have to do that, but thank you, Debbie. That means a lot. and that's the thing, too. We met so many people. I'll show you guys the years and then after the years. Is that the one I just showed you? Yeah. That's it. Oh, let's get that out of there. 2018, again.
It's like 2015. My hair's...
No. Yep, there we are right there. Thank you, Debbie, again for that. Joey McCowan, welcome in. I almost said hi to you, dear. Well, you look like you have more hair now. Well, you know,
shorter.
That's exactly right. I used to cut it really, really short, almost like a crew cut, like shaven off. Now I tend to tell the barber, I said, look, you can do the sides all the way down, 0. Cut it with scissors up top to keep some hair. Yeah. That's really the only difference.
And different glasses.
Yeah, and the glasses are better now than what I had back then. Look at, but you can see if with me, look at the beard, all dark. Right, but now if you look at the beard, it's all gray.
The gray now. There's the gray.
It's all gray.
Gray.
And that's just 2019. It's funny how sitting out on the patio by tiki torches, or as I call it, the only Polynesian I can afford. Amen. Amen, Keith. I get you, man. Get to look forward to that when you move. Yeah, man, that's exactly right. Get ready for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these are Melissa looks different in all of them. I look the
usually
same.
because my weight fluctuates so much. Because now I'm heavier there.
Obviously, this was during Christmas time because I got a Christmas shirt on, I think. It might not have been. Thanks, John. We're both aging gracefully. What's up, Linda? Welcome in. Thank you.
That's Florida, isn't it?
That is Florida at that point.
That's when we were in Winter Park.
Yes. That was that one.
That was COVID.
That's at the...
that's the Maryland house.
No, it's
not.
not.
No, that's the loft at...
No, it's not the loft. Samuel. That was my office.
Oh, okay. It was Samuel's.
Mm-hmm.
I have my red here.
No, yeah, we are. But in this house here, right? In this house here, we could see the fireworks from our back.
Yes,
our back porch.
Yeah,
it was one of the perks of living there was we could see the fireworks every night from the back porch in that house. Missed that. Mm-hmm. It was the house we were renting at that point. That was 2021. Here's 2022. Again, that was the same house. We're still there at that point. We could look out back. There was a window right there to the right where you can see the tiki room sign, right? Isn't that the tiki room sign right there? In Shannon Tiki Room? There was a window right there. And I could look out that window at 9 o'clock and I'd see the fireworks every night. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you saying that, man. So are you and Michelle. We're very blessed to have you guys as friends. 2023. There's Melissa. This is here now. Of course, this is at this house. That was when I still had the room, all the Disney stuff in this room. And that was us just 2 years ago at this point. And then here's 2024. This is Melissa's biggest change.
Oh, that's when my hair was blonde.
That's when you had the blonde hair. Mm-hmm. And that was it. But it's funny how over the years, the one thing we've done with you guys more than anything else, we made sure we kept the home streams going. Even if we took a hiatus for a while, it means too much to us. We really enjoy these home streams with you guys. That's why I like doing the brackets. That's why I like doing the Disney Talk. We used to have Disney Talk Thursdays. We used to have Mouse Talk on Tuesdays before it was called Disanity. You guys remember?
Scott, you need glasses.
Avery. It's not Avery. That's not Avery, by the way. I know that's not Avery.
It probably
What did Scott say? I didn't see what he said. Where's Scott?
It's not Charlie and Stacy. They're in France.
That doesn't mean anything. They could be on the stream right now watching from France.
I doubt it.
What did
Who's
Scott say?
Do that?
I missed it.
Hi, Avery.
You're not answering me.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said it 3 times. I said, what did Scott say? And you didn't answer.
You said that. How could we not have aged in 10 years?
Oh, I have. Melissa hasn't.
We both have.
2023 best year because my boys and I got to meet. Yeah, Brandy, that was awesome. Hi, my name is Curry. Nice to meet you. Well, nice to meet you too, Curry. I'm going to call you Curry because I can't say that. But nice to. I like Disney.
Curry Motoki?
Oh, good.
I don't know. That's.
What's up, Charlie and Stacy? I know it's you guys. Got to be. Was the no changing of seasons aspect difficult? No, Keith, it wasn't. Not for me. I hate winter. I hate gray. The trees were dead. Everything was gray and gloomy and depressing. No, didn't hurt me at all. Love it. What about you?
Maryland?
Yeah, the changing of the season, not having it anymore.
No, I feel like I don't miss it. Not really. I mean, I get to go up a few times a year for work, and usually it's in the fall, so I get to experience some of that, which is nice. But I don't miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce. It just it doesn't have that. I wish it did. Well, you look more distinguished, and Melissa is more gorgeous than ever. Amen, Debbie. She does.
That's sweet.
They are at Paris. You're in Paris. This is not Avery.
Of course it's Avery.
Why would Avery come on here and watch us?
Because he loves you. Don't you, Avery?
It's not Avery. Charlie, you're not funny.
Why would they be in Paris and come in on our
Because they're probably in their room at this point. It's probably 3 a.m. Anyway, stop arguing with me. Why would Avery come on here? Avery never comes on our streams. Avery, what's up, buddy? If it is you, I'm sorry. The danger of Florida's eternal summer is the time passes runs away on you. I don't know. I guess, Bruce. I guess it depends on the person. They are at Paris. Well, Avery, if it is you, pal, good seeing you, buddy. Good to see you. What was I going to say now? I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. But, so many of you guys have we met in the parks. We've met Leanne Sherbick tons of times. Had dinner many times. Lovely Ann, Matt, Simba 2, Joe Chamberlain and his wife, Michelle and the girls, Debbie Bernfeld, Bruce Sir Euchre, we've met him, Rhiannon, Douglas Bailey, and Stacy Bailey, we've met them. We've met,
Cheyenne?
obviously, Donna Jaworski, Richard and Sam, so many people. I mean, just people that are in the chat tonight.
Keith and Jennifer.
Yep. Dole Whip Donnie and his wife. Stephanie Jennifer. I've met
Kim Daniels.
Kim Daniels, Cheyenne, Tim Pat. I met Pat.
Toasty Sadie and her family.
Yep, Toasty
Will,
Sadie.
Amy,
Victor and Janet. Brandy, of course. Avery made our meet and greet so yes, the Avery was funny, Brandy. I do remember that. Are you guys going to go see the new Leo and Stitch movie? Bowser Bricks, probably not.
I want to, but we may just wait till we can stream it.
Yeah, probably.
I definitely want to see it though.
Yeah, no, Bruce, you didn't scare us off. You did, but you found us. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we had fun. Lady in Purple. Right, exactly, Brandon. That's right.
That's so cute.
Yes, I would love to meet Jeanette, Sebastian the Crab. Maybe one of these days.
Right?
Will Lovins. That's right. We met
yes,
Will
and Joanne and their daughter.
Or the Art of Animation, I think it was.
A couple times. One time in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Briefly.
Yep.
But then we got sick and we didn't get to go back and see them.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jeff.
Walt met Heather. I have not had the privilege of meeting Heather.
I got to meet Heather and her husband and Gregory and her other son. Jake. Yep, got to meet the family at Buzz Lightyear. I was getting off of Buzz Lightyear, the ride, and they were waiting for me. And I got to meet Gregory and get a picture with him and hug him 17 times.
Kim Heather.
It was awesome.
We've met Kim.
Yep. We met Walt. Melissa wasn't there. You met my brother Josh, and now he and his new wife will be with us.
I know she'll be married.
Oh, that's
soon.
all right. That happens.
Life stages.
Greg says, "Hey, Walt and Melissa, it will be great coming down to Disney this year. So we are looking forward to meeting up with you guys." Oh yeah, Greg, it'll be nice to see you guys. It definitely will.
He's doing good, Avery.
Avery the dog's good. He's always got that one eye and the kind of giving you the stink eye. He's waiting for you, man. Yep. I'm kidding, Avery. He's fine. Yes, I remember that too. That's funny you bring that up, Will. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. We had the 4-park challenge on my birthday. I remember that. The Halloween parties are always a blast with you guys. Lori Brantoni, welcome in. Good to see you, Lori. Christmas parties are great. Special events. I got to tell you that the time we went out to D23 in Disneyland, and got to do the D23 events, and then we went to Oogie Boogie Bash and took you guys. That was amazing.
Me too, Keith. I know, but that's why everybody's just becomes Stephanie and Tim.
Yep.
Stephanie and Tim, right? No, that's not it.
Marvin Hicks, welcome in. Ray J, welcome in as well. 8-year subscriber. Yes. That's awesome, Jeff.
A long time.
Well, it's funny. Bruce, it's actually funny you said that. I've been trying to rack my brain because Pete does his thing in August. He does the Maryland meetup. And some other channels have done meetups. And I've racked my brain on doing a meetup and how we could do it. I want it to be not this huge elaborate thing, okay? But I also don't want it to be hey, let's meet at the boardwalk for 10 minutes and that's it. I really would like it to be an event. And I don't take that as us being, patting ourselves on the back or anything like that. But an event to the point where we can have real time with people.
Right.
Real time, not 10 minutes or an hour dinner and then bye, great seeing you. Real time where we can have a day or a weekend where everybody gets together. We can do things together, have a special event or something together. Obviously, there's a lot of planning involved with that. And then you'd have to have a team. It's not something just Melissa and I could plan. Like Pete, I'm going to use him as an example here a lot. Pete's Maryland meetup, he has a team that helps him put all of this together. A team of like 5 or 6 people. And you would need that to do it because I would want to do it right. And then if it's a success and everybody enjoys it and we're enjoying it and we want to do it again, then from there you make it something that could be possibly an annual thing. I would love to do that and see how many people can come. But obviously that would be something where a lot of you are going to have to come here. And you may not want to do that.
Sure. Yes, Avery, I have tried the ice cream at the boardwalk. I wish I had one right now.
Yeah, that was funny, Joe. I remember that. D23 was amazing that year. Leanne was there that year. We had dinner together, and that was fun. The streams were great. Oogie Boogie Bash, we live streamed it. Still in shock and awe of that thing.
Yeah, so fun.
That would be awesome. More of a convergence of people gathering. Well, no, I want it to be a meet and greet for sure, but I want it to be like a 1 or 2 day thing. I don't want it to just be an hour and then everybody, oh, okay, great. It was great seeing you. Bye. I don't want to do that. I want to have a weekend of it where we can plan things. Maybe again, I'm going to use Pete. Pete does a good job with it. He has gifts he gives away. He has special events. He has something where they all go out on an excursion together. Like usually they go to a ball game. He does a really nice job with it when he does it. He's got a lot of people that help him, though. That's the thing.
Hey, John.
Convergence. Yes, word of the day. There you go. Dave's Disney Dreams, welcome in. Noah, welcome in. John Hazelton. What's up, John? Jedi Master Joe's here, too.
Hi, Joe.
He says, I'd come to the meetup. Yeah, that would be great. Well, I'm going to look into it. Jim Cletus, welcome in. Again, I would have to get a team together of people, more than likely down here.
No, Lori, we haven't.
So, we'll see. Have you ever been to the other Disney World? No, not yet. Thank you, John. I appreciate you saying that. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Karen. But yeah, I've been personally thinking about it for years and trying to think of a way, rack my brain on how I would do this and how I would even get the conversation started. You know, where would we do it? Would it be at Disney? Wow, what's the cost of possibly renting a facility for the day? Right. Even, let's say you wanted to rent a convention room at Coronado Springs for 4 hours. Yeah. And we all got together for 4 hours. Okay, what's the cost of that? Are we going to have it catered? Right. Are we going to have the DJ there so people can dance as well?
That'd be great. Be like having a wedding reception.
Yeah, it's almost like a reception type thing.
That's what I would like to do.
That would be great. But then again, you'd have to have commitments. People have to get here. Then they have to have a place to stay, more than likely, for a day or two. Then they got to, there's going to be...
a lot of money put out by people, too.
Right. You may not want to do all that. And that's the thing, Did you answer the question of how did you come up with the name Mouse Talk? Oh, I didn't see that question. No. It's as simple as we started with the podcast. We didn't even do YouTube yet. And we said, what do we want to name our podcast? And I'm like, I don't know, the Mickey Mouse Talk? I don't know. And Melissa and we came up with a couple different things. And then I'm like, well, look, we're talking about the mouse. Let's just call it Mouse Talk. And I said, people aren't going to know what that means at first. They might be thinking we're talking about mice. Or rodents, who knows? Maybe they think we're a Terminex. Who knows? I don't know. But I said, we're going to go with it. And then we did our podcast for a while, and then we went into YouTube, and we just brought the name over. It really is that simple. Joe, you're funny. I'd have to look into it, and I'd have to get a team together of people that genuinely are going to put forth the effort to make sure it gets done right, because there's financial sides of it that have to be taken care of. There's organizational sides of it that have to be taken care of. Planning sides of it that have to be taken care of. You really need a team of like 5 to 6 people to do that.
Look at Karen. Karen knows. She can tell us how much it costs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Karen.
There you go, Keith, for sure.
Yes, hello, my name is Keith. Yes, exactly.
And you'd have to put your screen name on it, too.
Yes, exactly.
AKA
Dole Whip Donnie. Yes.
Because that's how everybody will know you. If you just put, if we just put Walter Melissa, be like, huh?
See, Marvin's got it easy. He can stay with his kids.
See, that's what helps, too. We only have so much space at our house. So...
Right, but Bruce, that takes a lot of planning. I get what you're saying, but that takes a lot of planning. That's bringing a lot of pieces together. It's a lot of money involved with people. I don't expect that from folks. One day, we get 3 or 4 hours together. We rent the place. Maybe we get somebody to cater it. We get a DJ to come in to play some music so that everybody has music. If you want to dance and stuff like that, maybe we have a time where we do give away prizes, or we get up and talk and stuff like that. And then that's your day together. A weekend would be great. Maybe over time it might manifest into that if we want to make it bigger and bigger.
And Walt talked about maybe collaborating with a couple other channels because we do have some crossover, where a lot of people are fans of the same and like doing something together. That's a thought too.
Yeah.
So just depending.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you could go with that.
Greg, our motivation for streaming was this. And again, for those that have been around for a while, I've talked about this a lot. One day I was on YouTube, Friday night. It was a Friday night. And I'm trying to find something to watch. I was bored. And what are you laughing at?
Heather.
No dancing from me. I look like I'm having a medical episode.
No, it's Dante, Lord.
Exactly. Oh, Lori's looking at your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I was just scrolling through YouTube trying to find a live stream or something to watch, and I came across Disney Dan. Never heard of him. Turned on the stream. He was doing a 24-hour celebration stream. I think he hit 500 or 1,000 subs or whatever. And I watched it. And of course, Dan now is one of our partner channels. He's a great friend. Every time they're in town, we go to dinner. We spend a lot of time together. We did Disney movie review, but that's where I met Dan. And I went on there and I looked at it and he's just doing this. He's just talking to folks, having a good time. He said a 24-hour stream. He was done in like 5. It was hilarious. But anyway, after I got off the stream, I went to Melissa and I'm like, I showed her the stream, I think. I even showed it to you. I'm like, look at this. I'm like, we can do this. We can do this, right? We can do this. It's not that hard. You're just talking to folks and just come up with good content of things to talk about to fill the hour. I said, we can do that. There's a lot of Disney stuff we can talk about. And she agreed. She's like, yeah, we can do that. You're doing it. I'm not.
That's what I've always said. Yeah, but we would help type up the articles and work together for certain things. He'd have me do certain things. And well, it's funny, Joe, that's not a bad idea. Like rent out that area where you can watch the fireworks and they do the food. Mm-hmm. But then you have the problem with some people that might not want to have to buy park tickets.
Right.
So some people will come and visit and not go to the parks. If we do a ballroom or something, at least then they only have to come to the hotel.
No, Lori, haven't seen it.
Didn't want to spend money for park tickets.
Right.
Not that, I would think that if you came
What's up,
down,
Chris?
you would probably want to go to the park too.
What's up, Baker?
You would probably have to get a vote, like a consensus.
Yeah.
People...
Well, no, I wouldn't get a vote. Here's what I would do. And again, I'll bring this up now. Again, I don't even know that it's going to happen, but if it were to happen, I would say, hey, look, we're thinking about having a Mouse Talk meetup on September 25th, 2026. And what we're going to do, we're going to have it at the Coronado Springs Convention Center. We're going to rent out a room for the night. We're going to have it catered, and we're going to have a DJ, and you guys can come in. There's going to be other channels there, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully we can get them on board. And the cost is going to be such and such just to come to the event, because there's got to be some way of offsetting the cost of renting, catering, DJ, all of that. Got to be a cost offset. That's where that comes in. And then from there, obviously, you got to get there on your own. That's how I would do it. And we would say we need at least 40 people to make sure there's no loss. And if we couldn't get 40 people, we wouldn't have the event.
And I wish we could do it in a way where we could almost do a fundraiser and then pay for it, instead of having people have to pay for it. But I understand that that's not.
Well, I don't know how feasible that is. Like, again, I'm going to use Pete again. That's what Pete does. Pete says, look, it's you have to put down your deposit. It's this much for the event. And his is a 3-day weekend thing, too. Mm-hmm. But there's always got to be some sort of way to help offset the costs. So
I wish we had lots of money and we could just pay for it for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be my dream come true. Just to be able to throw it and have everybody.
And again, we've got 60 people here and we've got 18,000 subscribers. So I could put a vote out there tonight, and that it's not giving the whole enchilada of people to understand what's going on. Brendan, welcome in. I'm a fan of Disney World, everyone. Well, Brendan, so are we. We're glad you're here.
You're in the right place.
Book it, Dano. Right, I wish, Keith. We'll look into it and we'll see. And again, I'll reach out to some people and see if anybody wants to be on my committee, and maybe we'll do something like that.
Oh, no, Joe, we would never ask that, but that is very sweet for you to even say.
Thank you, Joe. That's nice of you to say that, buddy. You certainly don't have to do that. Not at all. We'll figure something out down the road, because it would be a blast, even if it is just one day. And if we rented a place out and we got 3 or 4 hours together with everybody, and we had 60, 70, 100 people there, and got to meet and take pictures and share stories.
Longer than that. You know how fast those parties go when you have 4 hours. It'd be,
But and again, but that's where you start. You could always grow it over time and say, okay, next year it's going to be a 2-day event, or maybe it's going to be a 3-day long weekend event. Who knows? It just depends on what it is and how it grows.
Right. Oh, that's amazing.
That's funny. And
Did you volunteer?
Yeah. Did you voluntold her?
Text me and tell me if that's a lie.
Me and Donnie are empty nesters now. We could be game to meet with everyone. Yeah, see?
That would be awesome. I know it's hard, isn't it, Kim?
It is.
It's gonna be hard. I know it's a change. It's a change.
A meet and greet. Yes, Zachary. Maybe we'll do it. All right. So anyway, keep an eye on that. Let's talk a little Disney news. I would love to be on your committee. Well, count me in. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, Debbie.
All right. So now I want to do a little Disney talk. Let's see if I can pull this up. So I saw this today, and I want to discuss a little bit with you. So Disney releases new details on the Magic Kingdom Starlight Parade, but they still haven't given us an opening date. Thank you, Joe. No, I will. I gotta talk more about it with Melissa and see what we can get some ideas for sure. But I appreciate that. I want to reminisce about that time Walt shaved all of his facial hair off while eating room temperature shrimp. I don't even remember that. Are you being serious? I don't even remember that.
Bruce, people have announced they're part of a committee that we haven't started yet.
Yes. All right, so let's look at this. So Disney released a new update today on Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, the new nighttime parade coming to Magic Kingdom, offering additional insight into the creative vision, featured characters, and overall experience. But still no official opening date, which makes sense. The latest details focus on how the parade uses the Blue Fairy's magic to connect guests with characters from across Disney and Pixar's animated films. Disney describes the parade as a continuation of its legacy of nighttime entertainment, with nods to Main Street Electrical Parade and Spectro Magic through lighting, music, and choreography. That's good news. I do like that. I think that's good news. So confirmed parade units so far. The Blue Fairy opens the parade. Peter and Wendy. Asha from Wish. I think that's a mistake. The Madrigal family from Encanto. Elsa from Frozen. Disney Royals, Aurora and Prince Philip. Tiana and Prince Naveen. Belle and Beast. Cinderella and Prince Charming. Miguel and Pepita from Coco. And Moana, joined by Poor, Hey Hey, and Manta Ray. All right, so they got all the new... Let me just say this. So they're going with all the new stuff. Encanto's going to be in there. Coco's going to be in there. Wish is going to be in there. Moana's going to be in there. They threw in Peter Pan. None of the old stuff is... No old ones are going to be in there except for Peter Pan. All the new stuff is going to be in there. For what it's worth. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Except for some of the princesses, I guess.
Yeah, well, they always have the princesses, it seems like. Disney says more characters will be included. Okay, good. With these floats appearing in the order listed. Okay. Despite the growing list of details, Disney continues to hold back a confirmed opening date. The latest post ends with, "It won't be long before the music swells and the twinkling lights flicker." But obviously it stops short of announcing an exact parade date. With entertainment schedules shifting, signs continue to point to a summer debut, likely in July. But for now, the exact date has been unannounced.
It's taking forever.
Look, July's right around the corner. We're about to head into June now, so we're not that far off, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm excited about this to an extent. I love nighttime parades. They're going to have a nod to Spectro Magic. They're going to have a nod to Main Street Electrical Parade, which is my favorite parade. Okay, great. They're bringing in all the new characters. No Aladdin, no Beauty and the Beast, no Little Mermaid in here, no Lion King in here, none of the big ones, none of the Renaissance floats, none of them. All the new floats, all new movies. Coco, Encanto, Moana, Wish. All the
now's what, 10 years old?
Yeah, but even still, but it's the newer, more popular ones now. Frozen is Frozen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they do or not.
I mean, they have a lot of the ones during the regular parade, so I guess, we're getting older.
Well, Jennifer, here's what I'll say, and I'm not arguing, but I never understand that whole thing where, with the comment you said, a lot of people say that. The kids will identify with these characters. I don't understand that. I wasn't around for Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, any of those. I wasn't around for those. Those were in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And I don't identify with any of these. These aren't things I identify with. These are cartoons. I didn't identify with Hung Kong Phooey. I didn't identify with, the Super Friends. I watched it for entertainment. I guess for me, that's a point for me that I never understood. If you like, the old films were shown to me as a kid. Even in these 70s, I was watching things from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, The Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, all of those. Great Mouse Detective. Well, that was in the 80s. But you know what? You get what I'm saying. Jungle Book was in the 60s. 101 Dalmatians. All of those were given to me as kids. They were embedded in my mind. Those should still be popular today. I don't think it should matter. They're timeless classics anyway. It shouldn't matter. I get what you're saying, and I'm sure you're right. I just don't buy into that philosophy for me.
I guess you're just saying there should be more of the classic ones with the new ones, because they
yes.
need to incorporate some of the new stuff too.
Yeah, they do.
But the parade can only be so big.
You're right. It can be, and you're right, Jennifer. You're right. I was exposed to them. Kids today haven't been. That's exactly
that's a parental problem.
Right. I get it. But even then, I don't think expose them to everything. All the old, all the middle. Yeah, all the old, all the middle, and the new. I think you should be exposed to everything.
But that's just upbringing. That's not something you can force on people.
Right. Exactly.
We did.
But I think
our kids watch stuff.
But I think it's less about that. I think it's more about Disney trying to promote their newest stuff.
I think that's the point you're trying to make. I think most kids probably do identify with some of the older ones. Their parents probably had them watch, Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and all that. But you're right. Disney has IPs that they want to do that are newer to try to promote make them more popular.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm sure the parade, I just want the parade to be good. And again, if they were to, and again, you're right, I'm older. I'm in my 50s, so it's a different thing for me. But you're right. But if they were to say it's going to be, I'm just surprised they don't have a Beauty and the Beast float. They don't have an Aladdin float. They don't have a Lion King float. They don't have a Mermaid float. None of them made it into this. They don't have a Monsters Incorporated float. We don't have a Toy Story float. And those aren't old. That I don't understand at all. We don't have any of those. Even if you're not going to do the classics, you're not going to put any of them in there. You're going to go with Moana, Encanto, and Coco. All the new stuff. That's why
they're just very popular right now.
Right now,
like Frozen was for years. Encanto is big right now, and Moana. Everybody is,
That's true, Avery. Very true. Yeah, I would just want to see more. I'm just kind of surprised they went with those. That's all. Especially Wish. Wish was like a total failure for them. I would not have thought that Wish would have got a float on its own.
They keep trying to push it. And I think maybe because of the nighttime with the little glowy things, is that why they're trying
Well, that too, Bruce. Where's no Tangled, no Hercules, right? No Pocahontas. None of them are in here either. I'm just surprised.
Let's just be happy we're getting a nighttime parade, right? At this point.
I don't know, Matt.
Hey, Mark. Happy birthday to Jan.
I don't know about that, Matt. I don't know about that.
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
We will find out. No, I'm sure it's going to be fine. A nighttime parade's going to be fun. I hope it is anyway. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I thought this was neat, too. I actually thought this was kind of stunning. I was kind of shocked by this. Lori says, I grew out of the animated movies like Alice in Wonderland. That's another thing. Alice in Wonderland's not in there either. I'd rather the live action remakes. Some of those. All right, I got you. Yeah. Nope. No Great Mouse Detective either. Puddin', welcome him.
Tim, that's Timothy. That's Avery. They're still in Paris.
Yep. All right, so October 31st sold out for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. October 31st is officially sold out for the 2025 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, becoming the first night to reach capacity. The Halloween night event priced, and this is why I'm shocked, priced at $229, sold out just before noon on May 22nd. less than a full day after the general public sales began. Now, resort guests could access it starting May 15th. In 2024, the general sales began May 15th, and the Halloween night sold out exactly 1 week later. So this year, it sold out within 24 hours, and it went up $30.
Yeah, that's crazy. And last year it didn't sell out that quickly. And it went up even higher this year.
So what's next? Past years are any indication, the next night sellout could be opening night. Yeah, I would agree. So I only bring that up because I think it's stunning. The later you get, closer you get to Halloween, the more the price went up. The lowest amount was still $129, I think, was the lowest amount you could get, or $139, which is what it was last year. So the low didn't move. The high moved, and it moved $30.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And yet it sold out in less than 24 hours. That is nuts.
I don't get it.
Leanne says, Mouse Talk, I was worried about that date. I got on and got clients' tickets at 6:45. Yeah, I'm shocked by that. I'm stunned.
We had clients that wanted it too. They paid for it.
I'm stunned by it. I think it's stunning. We say this all the time, and this is the truth. Disney keeps raising prices on things. Well, we keep paying it.
Yeah, so they'll continue to do it. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're going to continue to raise prices if we're going to continue to pay for it. And that's not a boycott on Disney.
No.
It's just truth.
Yeah, as long as people continue to say, hey, we'll do it, and they sell out in less than 6 hours, then why wouldn't they raise the price?
Yeah.
They're making the money, and they're not giving you any more for it. It's the same exact party. And it's $100 more a night to do it on Halloween than one of the cheaper nights. And people are paying $100 a person.
Yeah, it's a person. So now it's $229 a person for Halloween night. Jennifer says, instead of buying a park ticket for that day, people chose to buy a park ticket, which is probably $100 more.
Buy a party ticket.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, and that's fine, because if you're right. But the problem is, too, usually the more days you go, the cheaper that gets. Yeah. You're not saving all that much. You might only be paying, if you're there a week, removing that extra day from the park's only saving you $40 a person. I mean, it's something. But I get it. You would have no need. You can get into the park at 4 for the party,
right.
Not go to a park during the day. That's what we would have done.
Hey, Sean, welcome in. Good to see you. Jackal Monkey's here.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you're right. I mean, that's what you can do. But Melissa's right, because when you buy, it's one of the incentives of buying more days with Disney. The more days you buy, the per day cost goes down. So if you're paying $150 a day, but you've got 8 days, 150 now goes down to probably $100 a day.
Hey, Chris,
but either way, how I see that's a ton of money for a 5-hour event. Daniel Kish, welcome in. Good to see you. I just think Chris Nedlin, welcome in as well.
That's true, Donna. The AP discounts used to be 10% of the price, and now it's $10.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is
they definitely don't want to do anything for annual pass holders, even DVC members. It's just getting less and less benefit.
Hey, Nicole, welcome in. Nicole D. Disney.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for a Halloween party, and I'm telling you right now, the Christmas party is going to be even more because it's less dates. They do the Halloween party starting in August, so you have August, September, and October. You have 3 months of parties for Halloween. You have less than 2 for the Christmas, and so they have less days for Christmas parties. Their price is going to be even higher for Christmas. I'd be surprised if it's not.
Well, now they have the Jollywood nights too on top of it, so they're probably making up for it by having 2 parties.
Right,
so
that's true.
So they're making up now because they have 2 offerings. They can get more out of Christmas for parties.
That's true. Yes, Avery, let's have a Thanksgiving party at Magic Kingdom.
Of course, they start the Christmas parties in November, so they can't do a Thanksgiving party.
Yep. I don't think that it's worth it to go on those days because it's very crowded and expensive. Well, that's the other thing, too. That's the other thing, Lori, and I'll touch on that. I have said, and I'll still say to this day, and I know Melissa agrees 100%, I don't mind paying a premium for the Halloween party if it's exclusive.
And it's not anymore.
It's just not exclusive anymore.
Packed.
It feels like a regular day in the park, and that's a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay $229 for a ticket if it's going to feel like it felt at Epic. I got to be honest with you. Okay, Epic Universe has been nobody in the parks because they've been limiting tickets. But yeah, if I could get that where the rides are literally walk on, and I go up to a meet and greet, and I don't have to wait more than 20 minutes for a meet and greet, and the fireworks and all is still the same, that's great. Yeah. But when I've got to wait 3 hours for a meet and greet, rides are...
The whole night of the party's gone.
Right. For one meet and greet, and then, you know, if you want to get on Tron, it's still probably 40 minutes, or you want to get on Mine Train, it's 30 minutes possibly. That's no longer exclusive, and that's where my major issue is. This party...
We don't even consider riding rides at any of the parties because there's no time to do anything else. I mean, because we live here, we can ride rides anytime we want. So we try to focus on doing the shows, the parades, and like getting some candy. Maybe a meet and greet, depending who's there. But even then, I don't feel like we hardly get any of those. It's unfortunate.
Now, to Disney's credit, I think they might be changing things a little bit. The way we're reading about the Halloween party is that maybe when you go on the treat trails, there might be some characters at the treat trails that you can interact with. It's not necessarily a meet and greet, kind of like they do out in California. Okay, you do that. That's going to help the party, in my opinion, a little bit. Okay, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more.
Funny you say that, Donna, but Walt's been pushing that. He really wants us to try one of those, and I have to agree with you. I think it may be well worth it.
Yep. Donna says, and I'll put this up on the screen just so you guys can see this, because I think this is a good point. Yep. Where'd it go? Well, I think I lost it. There it is, right there. So Donna says the prices they're charging for parties is making the Orlando Informer events look very tempting. Unlimited food, not just snacks, and low wait times and low crowds. That's worth paying.
If you're going to pay premium money, at least get something for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Donna, I've been telling Melissa that for a while now. I've been saying I want to go to the Orlando Informer. And she won't do it because of the price. And rightfully so. I get it.
You're getting so much more. And it definitely, based on what you're saying and what we're seeing, you're right. And I know he's right. It's just one of those things where we're like, we're going to have to plan it out. Because it's very pricey. But you're getting 5 times more than what you're getting at a Disney event.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Oogie Boogie meet and greet. I don't even... Here's the thing. Avery, I get it, right? With the meet and greets. I don't need meet and greets at these Halloween parties. I really don't. If you just had the characters all over the park and different areas and you could walk by and see them and interact and say hi and maybe take a quick selfie and then move on, I'm fine with that. That's what they do out in California with the Oogie Boogie Bash, and it works to perfection. Nobody's upset. The line keeps moving. Nobody's pushing and shoving. It's awesome. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool how they did it. We were pretty impressed.
Yeah, and if they can learn from that and take from that here in Disney, down at Disney World, it could make that party so much more fun and really spread things out. Because the treat trails are fine, but it's not anything over the top.
No.
Donna says the only reason why we haven't been back to an Orlando Informer event is because it's past Arjon's bedtime. And it ends at 1 a.m. I get it. It's past our bedtime too.
We'd have to take like the next day off or something if it was a weekday because we've gotten to that point. It's like, oh, we'll be way too tired. Yeah,
and that's the other thing too. You go to the parties in August. Not even really September, Bruce, because by September it starts to get high in price too. You go in August, it's so hot. What are you going to wear?
Even in September. We were talking about that today because we are doing the Halloween party. We didn't do it last year, so we're kind of starting to do things every other. And I was like, oh, we got to figure out what we're going to do for a costume. Well, it's like, I'm not wearing a costume because we're not streaming. I'm like, but we have to. But you just think about dying, in the heat.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. All right, gang. Well, look, that is going to do it for our stream tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. 10 years on YouTube. We've done a lot. We've seen a lot. We've met so many of you. And we hope to continue to meet you guys. And maybe we will do a meet and greet. Maybe we will have some sort of meet and greet event. But I don't want it to be this thing where we just meet for 10 minutes or half an hour and then everybody goes on their way. I want it to be an event. And I want it to be something that everybody's really going to enjoy. And hopefully we can do that. Yeah, Joe, they need to restrict the number of tickets. They really need to restrict the number of tickets. Yeah, $239 for unlimited food and drink for the Orlando Informer.
Oh, wow. Why did I think it was more like $3 something?
For 2 nights.
Oh.
For 2 nights, it's $394.
Okay, that's what I was looking at then. Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you very much. That means a lot.
I thought it was
Thank you, Cheyenne.
for one day. So no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll keep you guys informed about a possible meet and greet. Obviously, if we do anything, we'll give you plenty of notice. This is not going to be something that's going to be
very early.
Yes, very early. Yes, thank you, Heather. That's a good idea too. We'll be live Monday from Epcot for Memorial Day. If you could go over and give us a like for Monday's stream, that would be great. Other than that, guys, look, I appreciate you all very much. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. Everybody have a good night. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members. Thank you for any super chats or PayPals. You guys are amazing. We hit 100 likes.
We'll see, Joe.
Maybe another 10. All right, gang. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Please don't forget what the weekend's about. It's the ultimate sacrifice that was given to us to allow us to have our freedom. So we, God bless those folks and their families, and thank you for that. And don't forget it. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Until next time.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye, gang. Have a good night.